Well, a little bit of a different start to this vlog. I've actually been here already for 24 hours. Now I'm actually at Manor Farm Lakes, and yeah, I come down on Sunday evening around sort of 4-5 p.m. Ahead of today, which was going to be my feature day with Total Carp and Joe from Total Carp. So yeah, I'll come down late Sunday evening, and it was absolutely roasting hot, you know, talking 30 degrees. It wasn't nice, the drive wasn't pleasant, I was absolutely roasting, and it was just absolutely roasting here. But now I have got 48 hours of my own fishing on Carp Lake. Now the feature went well enough anyway to yeah, put together a few bits and pieces for the sort of purpose and the reason behind the feature. But yeah, now I'm in the swim that I've done today's feature in, and I'm going to probably stay here tonight for the next 24 hours at least, or at least until the morning, because there's been a number of fish in front of this swim. So yeah, it seems silly to move, but yeah, got a bit of water to play with, got a few ideas about what I'm going to do going into tonight. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing how the video comes out. I'm sure Joe will do a fantastic job, but I'm also more intrigued to see how the next sort of 24 hours play out, really, and whether I have to go moving and trying to find the fish. It's been a really hot sunny day again today. The wind, westerly wind, is absolutely pumping into this corner, and yeah, there's been fish showing left, right and centre today, but they don't seem to want to be feeding. They're not interested in feeding. They seem quite happy with the conditions and just, yeah, flopping themselves out here, there and everywhere, to be quite honest. I could have done with about 15 rods in here, in all honesty. But yeah, that's the current situation. Everything, I've just chucked the bivvy up and just chucked bits and pieces over there. What I do need to do is get some food down my neck. It's been a bit of a full-on day. I'm absolutely starving. And then yeah, we can see how the evening sort of pans out. But for now, I'll leave it there. Just after 8 o'clock, check this one out. Solid bag over to the reeds, and probably the smallest common I've ever caught. But nonetheless, he got my heart racing, and things can only get bigger, right? But yeah, he's cool anyway, acting all big with his dorsal up, but it's a bite anyway, and it's giving me confidence that, you know, everything's presented as it should be over there. And yeah, one or two bigger ones might make their way in as well. So we'll slip him back, we get the solid bag wrapped back up, sling it back over there, and yeah, just hope his bigger brother or sister comes along. just gone 9 o'clock. Yeah, the wind has died right off now. The fish have started to show again. Yeah, unfortunately I lost one earlier. I didn't flick the camera on at that moment in time because yeah, I wasn't best pleased, to be quite honest. Been working all day with obviously the cameras from Total Carp, trying to get myself a few bites, and yeah, this one was a long time coming, and yeah, I don't know why. It's a size 6 barbless rule here, which yeah, I'm really not a fan of. Yeah, I prefer size 4s in everything that I use, so just dropping down to that size 6 and being barbless really just puts me on edge when I'm playing fish. So yeah, I lost one after having it on for about 10-15 seconds, which I was absolutely gutted about, and it felt decent as well, to be fair. So yeah, not a lot I can do about it. The rod went straight back out. It was just nice to know that I got a bite down there, and I changed the tactic on that rod as well. I changed it from a solid bag to a little size 6 Ronnie rig with a little 12mm Hinders nut pop up, and yeah, that bite come within half an hour. So it's really nice to know that just a change in tactics, putting a little bit of bait over the top with a catapult, managed to get me a bite at least. So flicked it back down there, give it another little spread of 12mm seafood and 12mm nut 365 baits over the top of that, and that's down there now. I know that'll be fishing all night. And then yeah, you would have seen me have that little scamp of a common earlier as well, so that rod's gone straight back out. Another couple of fresh handfuls of 12mm boilie and mixed pellet gone over the top of that as well, so I don't know how much of that got hoovered up whilst he was over there. So just want to make sure that I've got enough bait down there for the evening. Now I've got a coffee in hand, albeit a black one, because stupidly forgot to bring milk. So yeah, this may well just keep me up all night, but then again, if the fish do as well, I'll be more than happy. So that's current state of play. Both rods are on the dance floor, cup of coffee in hand, chilling out. It's quite a pleasant evening now that wind's died off. Let's yeah, see if I can get my own back on the one that got away, and yeah, stick a few more on the mat, and we will reassess in the morning. Might be a potential move on the cards, depending on how tonight goes and what I see through the course of sort of early doors morning time. There might be a move. I've got my eye on a swim that yeah, kind of taking my fancy at the moment. So we'll see what happens over the course of the next sort of 12 hours really, and decide from there what I want to do. So I'm going to get this down my neck, chill out for the next hour, and hopefully I'll see you through the hours of darkness with a couple of fish to show you. Right, so I said I was going to go for a walk, didn't I? Which I did. Sat over on the opposite side of the bank, looking out over the water, checking out a potential swim move. See 3 or 4 shows in front of me, and I just couldn't resist, you know, coming back round and sitting it out in here. So come back round, dropped a solid bag out, see 3 or 4 shows whilst I've been preparing it, dropped it out amongst them, and we got number 2 in the net. Thank God for that. Like, I started to doubt myself, but you just got to trust the process, and yeah, just got to wait for them really to stop and enjoying themselves up in the water, boshing out whatever they're doing, and just try and trip them up along their way into this bay. Nice little common. We'll get them out, we'll have a look, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be staying put even, sitting out in this swim, I reckon, at least until later on this afternoon. A few anglers are due off, so it might open a few more options, but then again I might get a few more bites. So let's get the camera on the tripod, and yeah, we'll have a little look at him. But what a result. And as I'm speaking, they're still showing out there as well, so let me quickly get another solid bag out there, and then we will get him up on the mat. The result of coming back round after seeing shows in front of my original swim, after yeah, thinking about a move. Once I got back into the swim, I'd actually seen sort of a further 3 or 4 shows just as I was getting the solid bag ready. Slipped out on the bushwhacker, and we got ourselves another little common. Still going mental out there, still showing like mad. I managed to get 2 rods back out whilst this one was just resting in the net for 5 minutes. But yeah, real cool, nice clean little common, happy with that. Like I say, it's just a bit of a confidence booster really, that they are willing to get down on them bags when they fancy it. So I've just got to stick at it and trust what I do best. But yeah, more than happy with that. Mega little fish, give me the right run around underneath the rod tips. And as I said, I'm not a fan of barbless hooks, let alone size 6 barbless. So yeah, every time I've got a fish on, my knees are knocking, hoping that it's going to slide over the net. So we'll slip this one back. Like I say, the other 2 rods are fishing. Hopefully there are a few more to come. Recast one of the rods, probably been out there a minute, and we've got one on the mat already. So yeah, check this one out. Just check this one. Now brace yourself. Look at that. Oh my god. I thought the other one was the smallest carp I've ever caught. But just look at the size of that. He could probably barely get the wafter in his mouth. But yeah, well, at least one fish fancied the change in the bag mix that I made. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that when I lifted into the rod. Quite possibly now, definitely the smallest fish I've ever caught. Maybe if I just hold it out like this, it'll be worthy of filling the lens. But anyway, still nice to hear the alarm sing. It'd be nice if I could just yeah, have one at least 10 pound bigger at least. So let's let him go, get the rod back out there, and hope that his bigger brother or sister come along. Well, it's coming up to 5 o'clock, and yeah, the day and the afternoon is past relatively quiet, to be quite honest with you. The shows have sort of started and stopped. I've been chucking solid bags around sort of every 2.5 hours, just to try and keep a bit of attraction going through the water. You know, the bites that I've been getting with the solid bags that I've been putting out there have come relatively quickly when they're on them. So I've been trying to react to things that I've seen, just keep things fresh, try just slightly different little areas, that sort of thing. But every 2.5 hours, just yeah, recast those bags and see if I can nick myself a bonus bite. Now for tonight, I'm just going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to go in with 2 little size 6 Ronnie rigs, like so. I'm going to go in with a Nut 365 12mm pop-up. That's the one that got me the bite down the left hand side edge last night, but yesterday evening, which unfortunately I lost. But that's the one that got me the bite down the left hand side. So I'm going to have one of those, and I'm going to have a little 12mm Beatanana pop-up as well. Now I like these ones, they're very similar in colour to the 12mm seafood boilies I'm using as well, so they'll mimic what I'm offering as freebies, and I just know that I'm fishing then through the hours of darkness confidently, and yeah, I won't have to worry about like recasting the solid bags or anything, and I know that they'll be fishing, they'll be popped up, there'll be a good serving of 12mm boilies and pellet over the top of it as well. So If nothing happens by the morning, then I'm going to be packing up nice and early, and then I'm just going to put everything bar the essentials back in the car, and I'm going to go and try and make something happen elsewhere. There's quite a few swims on the opposite bank free now, as other anglers have departed. So yeah, if nothing's happened by the morning, if it's a quiet night again, then I'm going to have everything packed down and get myself on the move to make the most of my last day here at Manor Farm Lakes. So I'm itching to put another fish or two on the mat. Don't want to just settle for what I've had so far. I feel like there are more fish to be had, really, based on the activity that I've seen over the last couple of days. So yeah, I'm going to try my hardest to try and stick another one or two on the mat, but for now I'm just going to rig these up, get them sorted. I'll be flicking them out very, very shortly. Like I say, giving them a generous handful of few handfuls of bait as well, and hope that the fish just turn up into the evening, and yeah, we can stick one or two on the mat before I call it a day tomorrow at 4 PM. So let's get these sorted, and I may catch up with you before dark if anything happens. If not, possibly through the night. If not, it'll be me tomorrow on my travels in the morning. Right, well, it's just after 8 o'clock, and I'm on the move, at least with just my rods and the net and the mat. I'm going right up that top corner. I've just seen 4, 5, 6, 7 shows, just one after another, and there's nobody up there at all. So I'm going to take both of my rods, net and a mat. I'm going to go up there and just flick a couple of rods out for an hour, at least till dark anyway. I know where I'm fishing to down here, so yeah, I'm going to go and see if I can nick myself a bite, and even if it looks favourable, I might even yeah, just come and grab the rest of my gear. So let's get a wriggle on, get up there, flick a couple of rods out, see if we can stick a bonus fish on the mat. Well, I decided to make the move. I've never packed up and barrowed so quickly in my life. I am absolutely roasting. It's about, well, I don't even know what the time is. Let's have a quick look. 9:30, so it's 9:30 in the evening, and yeah, I've come right up the opposite end, so away from everybody else. There's the best part of what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 lines down that end of the lake, not including my two. So yeah, I felt a little bit claustrophobic down in that corner, in all honesty, and seeing all these fish up this end boshing out gave me the reason to get up here. Whether it'll pay off or not, I don't know, because if they're just playing silly buggers like they were down the far end, just yeah, boshing out left, right and centre and not really interested in feeding, then yeah, only time will tell. But I'd much rather be sat up here out the way on my own with a load of fish still sloshing out than yeah, down in that corner hoping that they might actually, you know, do something, which they haven't done the last what, day, 2 days even. So yeah, let's put the camera down. Let's get the rods with fresh baits on. Let's get them sorted and flick them out, and I can worry about everything on that barrow behind me a little bit later. My God, I'm roasting. Morning then, it's a little after 6 AM, and again, really quiet night. It was definitely still showing up until sort of like I just passed out on the bed chair, so they were definitely still in here, and since I've been awake I've definitely seen a handful of shows as well. To be honest, there's been 3, 4, 5 shows next door, so it was like they've just drifted round the corner outside of this bay into the swims to my right. So I don't know if you can hear, but I've got the kettle on in the background. I'm going to quickly have a coffee, just yeah, wake myself up a bit, make myself feel a little bit more human. Starting to flag a little bit now, don't often do sort of 3 nights on the bank, so yeah, nice strong coffee to get me going. Pack this lot down onto the barrow, probably jump in that swim next door for an hour, 2 hours, just flick a couple of rods out, see if I can nick a bite in there. If not, drop the stuff back to the car, pack all that so it's all pretty much ready for later, and then yeah, just walk around with the mat, a couple of rods in there and a camera, and just see if I can make something happen elsewhere. So let's wait for this kettle to brew, get this coffee down my neck, and see if we can go catch ourselves a final carp before I have to disappear later on at 4 PM. Right, on the move again. Few swims round now. Whilst I was sat on the other side, there were fish just boshing out basically in this little finger it goes in, but it's really awkward to cast from that side. Not much easier here, but I can get more of a swing on it from this side than I can over there. So I'm just going to drop a light lead down there, have a little pop up, because I just don't know how mucky it is down in that corner. And they've still been showing out on open water as well, so I can still get the second rod out just in open water. I'm just going to give it a sort of hour, 90 minutes in each swim where I'm seeing shows. I know the fish are there already, so it's not like I'm, you know, having to find the fish. They're giving themselves away. It's just a case of yeah, whether they're willing to just stick their head on one of my baits whilst I put it out down there. So yeah, that's the plan of attack. Let's see if I can swing one down there first time without getting it in the tree, in the bush, whatever. Let's just hopefully it goes down nicely. And yeah, sit on it again, keep my eyes peeled, see what's happening around the lake, and if I need to get up and move, then so be it. Right, well, I'm in my final resting place of the session for the next few hours. Now, I was right up here, spent best part 2.5 hours up here, kept an eye on what was going on down here, and they've been showing in to the right and to the left, right in tight, close to the reeds. I kind of milked it really as long as I could up there. Just felt like potentially, you know, either wasn't going to happen or the opportunity had passed. So coming back down this end of the lake just to swim round from where I was actually for the last sort of couple of days. but casting over to this area, I just thought if I come in here I can just drop a bag to the left and drop a bag to the right, so just left and right, you know, just lower them in by hand. And yeah, just going to sit back, put some food on, and just see how the next next couple of hours, 2-3 hours, pan out before I have to call it a day. So hopefully this final move puts one last fish on the mat and rewards me for, I feel, quite a bit of effort really to try and make something happen when it's proven to be rather tricky. Well, and we've got one. Rod has been out, I don't know, 10 minutes tops. I said that I've seen him down here up against these reed lines, both right and left, and yeah, that right hander just dropped down to the right hand side about a foot off the reeds, has gone squealing off. Stone just went flying and actually disturbed me from just putting on my pasta. So yeah, I'm absolutely starving, but I am more than happy that I've managed to stick another one on the mat after quite a grueling, I don't know, last 24 hours really. It starts to knock your confidence a bit when you're seeing so many shows, you're seeing so many fish, and you can't buy yourself a bite. But that just just keeps you ticking over. See, if you're seeing fish, just go move, get on them, try your luck for an hour. And that's exactly what I've done. I've come from the complete opposite end of the lake, dropped a couple of bags out close quarters, and yeah, within 10 minutes we've got a fish. So if you feel it ain't happening somewhere else, get on your bike, get moving, get the barrow down to wherever you think you should be or you're seeing fish, and go make it happen. He's only a little one, don't get me wrong, but it's a bite that I've been scratching for yeah, good 24 hours now. So let's get the mat out, let's have a little look at him. Just goes to show, 10 minutes in the right place. If you're seeing fish show, go get on them. Solid bag lowered into the edge from where I've been spotting them up the other end of the lake. No less than 10 minutes and the spool was spinning. So yeah, well happy with that. It's like I say, made the last 24 hours a little bit more worthwhile, chasing shows and scratching my head, but just doing what I feel confident in doing. If I'm seeing fish, go find them if I think it's not happening. So yeah, well happy. I'm going to slip him back, get that rod straight back out, plenty of time to maybe stick 1 or 2 more yet on the mat. I'm not going to be greedy or push my luck. So I waited a long time for this one, but you know, if they're down here, then let's try and have a few more. So slipping back and get that rod straight back out. Well, my time at Manor Farm Lakes is up. All I've got left is the 2 rods just down there. Barrow is loaded. I need to go and load the car and yeah, get out of the gates before the 4 PM ticket expires. So firstly, a massive thank you to everybody at Manor Farm Lakes for having me, allowing me to come and fish for the last few nights, and allowing me to come and do obviously my total carp feature with Joe for deeper. So really appreciated. Can't thank them enough for being able to come down here, use one of their lakes to film in and whatever else. So really appreciate that. Obviously a big thanks to Joe for coming down and yeah, doing the feature with me for the day on Monday. Really appreciate that as well. And yeah, big thanks to those of you that have watched the video. So if you like this sort of content, you like watching my sessions, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, leave me a comment, and just get involved as you normally do over on my social media. So gonna wrap it up there, gonna be in a bit of a rush otherwise. Get these 2 in, get myself on the road for a well-earned hot shower. I'll catch up with you next time I am out on the bank.